subscribe, and ring the bell to never miss an update. Many of you wonderful viewers have reached out and asked for a more in-depth look at my teacup collection, specifically the backstamps. It's all about teacups and a bit of history today on Lady Marybeth. Join me. You may wonder how to approach starting a teacup collection. You could focus on a manufacturer such as Ainsley or Wedgwood, or perhaps a country of origin, as I have done. I am showcasing the English teacups from my collection today. We will also look at the backstamps. Make sure that when you're in a shop or looking online, you turn over the teacup and the saucer, and that will give you information on the manufacturer's name, the country of origin, and you will often see a series of numbers that you are unsure of, and that identifies the pattern name with the manufacturer. And that's a very good tool to be able to look up the value online if you are trying to make a decision to add to your collection. And you will find lots of information on the internet, so make sure that you do your research with the information on the backstamp. Josiah Wedgwood was an apprentice potter in Burslem, England, and opened his own pottery factory in 1759. This is the iconic Jasperware that we still have today. Nobody expected him to change the world, but 250 years later, his Wedgwood china is still a perennial favorite of both brides and collectors, and the Wedgwood name is an international symbol of luxury and elegance. I sure enjoyed my years working for Waterford Wedgwood. Such an honor. Spode was founded in 1770 by Josiah Spode, and he was instrumental in developing two techniques that helped to propel the English china industry in the century to come. He perfected the technique for transfer printing in underglaze blue on fine earthenware in 1783. This is a development that led to the launch in 1816 of Spode's Blue Italian, which is still in production today. The Ainsley brand was started by John Ainsley in 1775 in Longton, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. In 1970, the company was sold to Waterford Crystal, and later, in 1997, it was acquired by the Bleak Pottery Group in Ireland. And sadly, in 2014, the company closed its Stoke-on-Trent factory, and it is no longer produced in England. Tuscan tableware was started in 1878, Staffordshire, England, by R.H. Plant. Their branded bone china, known as Tuscan, was in production until 1967, after which they were taken over by the new parent company, Wedgwood, who added the Royal prefix for marketing purposes. Pottery in China have been made on the Gladstone site since the late 18th century. And in looking at the mark, I always wondered if there was a connection to the former Prime Minister, Mr. Gladstone, who served under Queen Victoria. And it turns out there is a bit of a connection there with the name. Gladstone China Works didn't employ well-known designers, but followed popular trends, adapting fashions of the day to decorate a range of standard shapes. In 1866, the factory was occupied by China manufacturer Richard Hodson, and 2 years later, Mr. Gladstone became Prime Minister in 1868, and it's likely that Hodson was responsible for giving the premises the Gladstone name that it is still known by today. Wedgwood continues to be part of the modern tabletop world with their Imperial cup and saucer. This is a very regal look and a nod to a Chinese dynasty. Add a splash of color to your teaware collection with Wedgwood's beautiful range of bone china teacups and saucers. With collections that feature bright colors and striking designs, these teacup sets bring vibrant color and energy to any gathering. There is a teacup set suited to any occasion and style. This beautiful shamrock teacup is from Royal Terra, made in the Irish Republic. It may not be English as the other teacups are that I'm showcasing today, but I definitely wanted to share this with you. Royal Terra has been in the fine bone china business since 1953. They are situated on the west coast of Ireland in Galway City. And unfortunately, in July of 2003, they closed their doors forever. We definitely treasure these designs from Royal Terra with their traditional shamrock pattern. This is the vine pattern from Royal Crown Derby, and this manufacturer is known as the oldest one still in existence, and they are based in Derby, England. They claim 1751 as their year of establishment. They were originally known as Crown Derby, the Royal being added in 1890 when Queen Victoria appointed them to be manufacturers of porcelain to Her Majesty by royal warrant. The Rosina Bone China Company started operating in 1941 from their factory in Staffordshire near Longton. The company was one of many operating in the same region of Staffordshire, often referred to as the Staffordshire Potteries. Many of Rosina's pieces featured intricate floral patterns in their designs and small, delicate handles. Royal Chelsea was a Staffordshire, England firm that started in 1912. It was originally known as the New Chelsea Porcelain Company, which became New Chelsea China Company in 1951, acknowledging the changes in materials used in their wares that occurred in the 1930s. This was given to me by a dear friend, and it is the Queen Victoria pattern from the Royal Collection Trust. And it was inspired by English bone china commissioned by Queen Victoria in 1851 for the Great Exhibition, and it carries her single initial. The Royal Collection Trust is a registered charity. It was set up in 1993 after the Windsor Castle fire with a mandate to conserve the works and enhance the public's appreciation and understanding of art. You may recall that 1992 was the Annus Horribilis for Queen Elizabeth, and this was probably a way to pay for some of the repairs to Windsor Castle. This Springdale pattern from Foley is delightful, and I so enjoy the pattern. There were actually 5 companies in the area near Longton at that time operating under the name of Foley. There was a pottery at Foley as early as the 18th century owned by Joseph Myatt, who made wares somewhat in the style of Wedgwood. Royal Grafton was started by Alfred Bailey Jones in 1900 in Staffordshire, England, and was a large family-owned operation that was prominent in the area. Royal Grafton produced fine china ware for 70 years. They began using the business name Grafton, borrowed from a nearby school, and added the word royal when they received a royal warrant from Queen Mary. The pottery was eventually sold to Crown House Glass Limited in 1966 and sold again to Crown Land Potteries of New Zealand. This Royal Chelsea is one of my favorite teacups. I found it on Etsy, and I like the attention to detail inside that's carried throughout on the saucer. Royal Chelsea was a Staffordshire, England firm that started in 1912. It was originally known as the New Chelsea Porcelain Company, which became New Chelsea China Company in 1951, acknowledging the changes in materials used in their wares that occurred in the 1930s. Wedgwood offers many modern designs with a nod to the past. The Cuckoo cup and saucer is a really nice one to feature on a tea table. At the Wedgwood factory at Barlaston, England, modern technology combines with the ancient skills of throwing, modeling, and decorating. These precious skills are preserved through a solid apprenticeship program, reintroduced to meet the growing global demand for some of Wedgwood's most exclusive signature pieces. Apprentices train for up to 10 years to become master craftspeople. Grosvenor China was the trademark or trade name of a firm called Jackson & Gosling in the Stoke-on-Trent area. Grosvenor China was first established in 1866 in Fenton and later had a Longton address from 1909. Jackson & Gosling China Company closed its doors in 1969 and the trade name was no longer used. Another fine piece from the Royal Collection is inspired by a Minton dessert service that Queen Victoria purchased at the Great Exhibition in 1851, and this is often known as the Great Exhibition pattern. The Royal Collection Trust is one of the 5 departments of the royal household. And they do have a Royal Collection shop that you can access online that offers a wide range of exclusive gifts inspired by the royal palaces and works of art in the Royal Collection. The Royal Stafford brand was established by Thomas Poole in 1845 in the town of Longton. Royal Stafford is based in the Royal Overhouse Manufactory, one of the oldest pottery factories in Burslem, the mother town of the potteries in Stoke-on-Trent. The Royal Stafford brand was established in 1845 and is recognized around the world as providing high-quality, beautiful tableware. Florentine Turquoise from Wedgwood is one of my favorite patterns, and I don't have the whole china set. I don't really have the storage for it, but this way I can enjoy this beautiful pattern. An unglazed vitreous fine stoneware, it was made in blue. The iconic light blue jasper gave rise to the expression Wedgwood blue and remains a recognizable Wedgwood signature worldwide. It's such fun collecting teacups, and I have great appreciation for the skilled artisans who have created these over the years. Remember, next time you're at a thrift store or antique shop, turn it over, look at the back stamp, and that will give you a lot more information. I featured these on a tiered server, which is ideal for refreshments and tea service if you're having a shower or event where it's not seated and served, and that way each guest remembers which cup they have if they set it down on another table. And I normally feature this in an antique barley twist English cabinet in my foyer, but I like the fact that I can actually use these for serving. It's not just for decor, and put some white plates on the table, offer a variety of these teacups, and you've got a wonderful afternoon tea with friends. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Bath. Elevate your everyday with teacups. Thanks for joining Lady Mary Bath. Please hit like and subscribe. I hope to see you next time for more lifestyle tips.